All right, all right, all right. Give me 1 second. Wear my jacket here. New moon in Sagittarius tonight. Who is ready for the 28-degree new moon in Sagittarius horoscope? Who here has planets on the cusp of any sign at 29 degrees to 1 degree of the next sign? Like today, we're going to be covering what this new moon in Sagittarius is going to mean for every single sign, every single house. All right. So, I mean, who's excited right now? Who's excited to know about what this season of festivities is going to bring in these next 2 weeks? Because listen, today's the 13th. The new moon is happening on the 20th of December. So in another, this energy is going to be pertinent from now until the 27th. What does pertinent mean? Pertinent means it's going to be valid. You're going to feel this energy, this Sagittarius energy for the next 2 weeks now. So again, I try to do these streams early before the actual moon transit. This way there's time to actually understand the energies as they're going to be affecting us. That being said, we're going to wait for a few people to get into the chat. And we're going to be talking about exactly what this new moon in Sagittarius is going to bring through each of the houses. What you can expect, especially if you have late degree placements or cusp placements. Because the late degrees, like 28 degrees, is also conjunct to like the next sign. So anybody that has late degree placements, put it in the chat. It's really going to affect you. This new moon is really going to affect you the most. So yeah, Sagittarius season is interesting because it culminates right around Christmas. And that's like that celebration energy that Sagittarius represents. But right after, there's the consequences of Capricorn. So as soon as the sun hits into Capricorn, you start to feel the hangover, the expenses, the gifts. Again, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. It's a benefic sign. So it's really about giving. So that being said, a lot of people are making gifts around this time, obviously, with the holidays around the 20th to the 25th. And after that, the sun enters Capricorn. You start to feel the consequences. So that being said, another thing is that Capricorn is about goal setting. So as the sun moves from Sagittarius to Capricorn, like in the new year, what do people do? They set goals. Do they follow through? Not really all the time. But a lot of people do it around this time of year. So that's a funny coincidence there. That being said, most people stick to their New Year's goal until around the 20th of January or something like that, 2-3 weeks into the year. And then they stop going to the gym or they stop doing their new habits, all those Capricorn disciplined things. And that's because, that kind of aligns with, the sun moving out of Capricorn, and then people forget their goals and stuff like that. But that being said, this is going to be going over the new moon at 28 degrees Sagittarius and what this means for you exactly, and what it means through each of the houses. So, by the way, if you want a free financial astrology reading, quick 5-minute one, I'm not going to go super long. You can email me at serithelover@gmail.com. So I'll remind you guys that later. That being said, again, like the moon right now, well, on the 20th is going to be at the end of Sagittarius. So it's really like embodying that culmination of giving energy, you know, that buildup of, you know, giving gifts, generosity, optimism, celebration, and what comes around that time, Christmas. But right after, you know, the sun enters Capricorn. As you guys know, Saturn is ruled by, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. That's why I laugh, because after that, you might feel the consequences of your excessive, you know, partying, taking time off, buying gifts. So just be careful around this time of year. So, all right. That being said, just gonna wait for a few more people to get into this chat. And again, if you want a free financial astrology reading, email me at the email that's in the description. Again, I'm not gonna give you a 2-hour reading, so guys, stop asking me to give you guys freaking 3-hour readings for free and stuff like that. It's gonna be super valuable, and I'm just gonna pack it into a nice 5-minute frame. I'm gonna tell you exactly what your financial purpose is, and you can just email me in order to get that free financial reading. So that's my gift for the holidays. Okay, that being said, again, we're going to be looking at the new moon in Sagittarius today, guys. And what really matters isn't just the sign, but it's in what house this lands for you. So whether you're a total beginner and you just found out what your houses are, or you're a seasoned astrologer that, you know, understands, you know, your placements, or you're an expert that's done a million readings and you've literally done like 1,000,007 readings already for people, and you know exactly everything that I'm going to tell you. Well, this video is exactly for you, because I'm going to be offering you the exact meaning of what this new moon means for you. And I'm going to give you a different perspective that most astrologers don't give you on this transit. All right. So, all right. First of all, everybody that's in the chat, let me know what house is this landing for you? What house is the 28 degrees of Sagittarius in for you? I can tell you right now, for me, it's in the 11th house. So 11th house is about friends and all that. So, and it's about networking. It's about the internet. It's about freedom. But again, let me know, what house is it for you, so I can give you a breakdown personally, because I want to keep this interactive. Now, also, if you're excited for this this season of holidays and this new moon energy in Sagittarius, put a 1 in the chat. If you're not excited, put a 2 in the chat. Okay. All right, again, this is not going to be generic astrology. I'll be telling you exactly what this new moon in Sagittarius means, depending on exactly like which part of your chart it's in, which house it's in. And this is going to show you where you're overextended or where you're being rewarded by this energy, and where you're also going to feel that Capricorn cusp reality check. So stay tuned. We're going to get started here in the next 15, 20 seconds. Give one last chance for anybody to tell me which house is 28 degrees Sagittarius for you. Okay, we're getting a lot of activity in the chat. Okay. We're going to go through it. We're going to tell you exactly what it means. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and get started. So that being said, overall, we're going to give a collective, and then we're going to go through each of the houses. The collective message right now, this this new moon in Sagittarius is happening at 28 degrees on the cusp of Capricorn. And again, Sagittarius is the energy of expansion and optimism, celebration, faith, and also, you know, it's ruled by a benefic planet, Jupiter, which can represent generosity, gifts, luck, abundance. So you might get lucky this season. You might get lucky in love as well, because this new moon is conjunct to Venus in Sagittarius as well. New moons means also new beginnings. So also it's conjunct to Mars at the same time. So Mars represents attraction, and then Venus represents love. So you might be getting lucky during this. You might be getting lucky, if you know what I mean. If you've been dry up the past couple months, if you've been lacking, you might be getting lucky. So that being said, uh, as a general, kind of thing, like for the whole collective right now, people are going to be feeling heightened optimism, heightened inspiration, more goal setting energy than usual. So people that usually don't set goals around this time of year because they know that they're not going to follow through from past years, they're actually going to pull out their journals, tear out a piece of paper, and they're going to write some fucking goals. They're going to write some goals during this season. Again, this is like, this full moon is like at the end of Sagittarius. It's like the culmination of that energy, and it's conjunct to Mars, which is about motivation, and Mars is in Capricorn. So you're feeling extra disciplined around this time. Like even right now, you might be feeling this energy as this new moon builds up towards the 20th of December. And then also, this new moon is conjunct to Venus. So you're gonna be feeling extra generous, especially if you're in a relationship right now. This is a time where you can expect big gifts. And also, if you have money right now, you're gonna be tempted to spend big on gifts. Just understand that, because Venus is about gifts, value, like love as well, and it's about material things. So there's no bigger gift giving combination right now than this year. Some years you get mediocre gifts. This is not one of those years. You're gonna be getting a car. You're gonna be getting a house or something. I don't know. This is big energy. I'm looking at the chart right now. I don't know. But that being said, now let's talk about, okay, yeah, it's conjunct to Mars as well. So, and Mars is on the 3rd degree of Capricorn. So that's where Mars is exalted. Like this is where you're feeling the most disciplined. The goals that you might set this year, you might actually stick to them for a longer time, at least than 1 month in the beginning of the year or something. But that being said, the other thing about this new moon is that it's square to Saturn, and it's square to Neptune in Pisces. So just beware that you might be delusionally optimistic about how much you can give during this time, about how much like financial freedom that you really have. Again, Venus is finance, Sagittarius is freedom, the new moon is conjunct to Venus. So I know I myself, I'm having this new moon in my 11th house, and it's in Sagittarius, which represents studies, and I'm having a full semester of school next semester online for the first time. Like I usually have to go to in-person university classes, but I'm literally going to be traveling Europe and living abroad because of doing everything online. So the thing is, though, this is square to Saturn and Neptune in the sign Pisces. So I would have to be careful about overextending myself financially, but you should be careful about overextending yourself financially in a general sense. For me, again, 11th house, so that's the internet, Sagittarius, and it's also about freedom, and Sagittarius is about studies, higher education. So it's crazy that is how it's like playing out for me right now, actually. And that's super on point. So I'm going to be telling you exactly how this is going to play out for you based on which house it's in. So let's start with Aries. All right. So if you have Aries rising, or if you have other placements in Aries, like big three placements, Moon, Sun, and Aries. This new moon is happening in the ninth house of Aries. So again, ninth house is about travel. Ninth house is about taking risks. Ninth house is about foreign people, foreign experiences. So if you're looking for love during this time, you should travel. You should do Christmas abroad with your family or something, like you, or with yourself. Like you're likely to meet somebody that's either foreign and in love during this time, or travel somewhere foreign and meet, a partner, or fall in love with somebody that like that. Also, yeah, ninth house is about education. So people that have strong Aries energy might be starting some new form of studies, some new course, or something like that. They might be learning a new skill. And overall, you're going to be super motivated to like either go abroad, have more freedom, or to like pursue some sort of certification, some sort of new degree, some sort of skill at this time. Because the new moon is conjunct to Mars in early Capricorn. So that being said, you need to be careful of overextending yourself or being too delusional at this time, because the new moon is square to Saturn and Neptune. So that's really happening in your 12th house. So I would say don't let your limiting beliefs get in the way of what's possible for you in terms of, having new freedom in your life, or learning a new skill, or attaining some new certification. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about Taurus. If you have Taurus sun, moon, or rising, or you resonate with Taurus energy, this new moon is going to be happening in your 8th house. Okay. So 8th house is about sex. It's about the occult. So you might be getting lucky during this new moon. As I was saying earlier, the new moon is conjunct to Venus and is conjunct to Mars during this time. So again, Venus is love, Mars is about passion. But, Mars is in Capricorn at this time, so you might have a restraint, or you might be disciplined, or you might, delay things moving forward, and have a more long-term mindset. But overall, like, you're going to be super motivated to make a transformation this year. Like, 8th house is the best house for transforming an aspect of your life. Right now, Pluto, the ruler, is in Aquarius. So you're going to be transforming wherever that Aquarius side of your life is. And you're going to be like taking it to a new level, a new innovative level. You might be transforming something and taking it online. You might be transforming your love life by, taking it more, taking a new step online, trying a new app, joining a new group, networking, something like that. But the main way you're going to transform things in your life right now, if you're a Taurus sun, moon, or rising, or you resonate with Taurus energy somewhere in your chart, is that you're going to be finding a community, or you're going to be like connecting online, networking online, or using technology in a new way that helps you transform, whether that's your health, your love life, your goals, whatever it is. Take it online. Take it online. Once again, you should take it online. That being said, okay, next sign is Gemini. So if you have Gemini sun, moon, or rising, this new moon in Sagittarius is happening in your 7th house. So if you resonate with Gemini energy, here's what that means for you. In your 7th, and by the way, I want to know which house is the new moon in for you right now. Guys, if you're watching this right now, drop it in the chat. That way I can give you a personalized breakdown. Okay. Gemini, sun, moon, or rising. This is happening in your 7th house. So 7th house is about relationships, is about other people. So like right now you're going to be getting gifts. And I think Geminis have it the best during Christmas. For whatever reason, they get the best gifts, just because they happen to have this transit, like this Sun and Sagittarius transit happen every year in their seventh house. So like other people give them stuff. You know what I mean? Seventh house is other people. Sagittarius is gifts. That being said, you might be starting some sort of collaborative partnership, some sort of collaborative goal, or have some sort of accountability partner. That's going to be the best way that you end up reaching your goals right now. And also, you might be just starting a new relationship around this time of the year. Okay. Now, be careful of having like unsaid boundaries, or like not setting boundaries, I would say, early on, or like clear expectations of equal give and take, because this new moon is being squared by Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. Pisces is boundaryless. It has self-sacrificing, and it is really vague, and it just has no like clarity or rules around it. So be careful with that seventh house energy being square to this this Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. Be sure to be clear with your boundaries, or not be too delusional, not give too much of yourself for like free or without no expectations, and expecting people to respect you long term. You get what I mean? Or to just be nice and not take advantage of you. Set those boundaries anyways, even if this person that you meet seems nice or something like that, or you want to be chill, you don't want to be too demanding. Like be demanding, or be aware that boundaries need to be set, especially in a partnership or a collaborative endeavor and stuff like that. That being said, if you have Cancer rising sun or moon, this new moon is happening like in the sixth house from Cancer. So sixth house is about routines, is about habits. You might be like changing the way that you organize your home. You might be changing your daily routine. You might be feeling really inspired in your work life. You might feel new motivation or drive to serve better, maybe make more money in the process at your job as well. And like you're really dedicated to a new job for the long term. Also, yeah, the ruler of the sixth house right now it's Mercury, right? And it's in Sagittarius, so it would be in the sixth house from Cancer. So again, sixth house with Mercury is really about being intentional about how you organize things, how you structure your habits, your health goals, and being really like systematic, and how you think about those things. So it's a good time to start new routines as well. That being said, next sign is Leo. Leos, are you in the house? You're okay. So if you have a Leo sun, moon, or rising, this full moon, this new moon, which represents new beginnings, is happening in your fifth house. Now, this is party energy, because fifth house is about passion, it's about fun, and then Sagittarius is about celebration. Like you're really gonna be living it up during this time, and you're gonna be, I don't know why, but you're gonna be disciplined about the way that you party or during this time, how you celebrate, and that's because this new moon at 28 degrees of Sagittarius is conjunct to Mars and Capricorn. So you're partying big and with discipline at the same time. What do I mean by that? you might think that you what's the word for that? That you have a big tolerance during this time. So you might think that you can like overindulge and you're going to be okay, because you just have that motivation to to deal with all the consequences of your fun during this time. Again, this is really high passion energy because this new moon is conjunct to Venus and Sagittarius and Mars, and it's on the cusp of Capricorn. So, yeah, for Leo, that's your fifth house. Now, also the ruler of the fifth house is the sun. So you're gonna find things revolving around you a lot, during this new year and moving forward. Like, especially in terms of love and in terms of, passion. So things are going to be revolving around you because you're just vibing and you have aura during this time. You have high energy, high like optimism, and people can feel that radiating around you. So that being said, the next sign is Virgo. So if you have Virgo sun, moon, or rising, or you resonate with Virgo energy somewhere in your chart, uh, this this new moon is going to be happening in your fourth house. So this is about your home life. This is about your sense of security, your sense of stability. This is about your needs. This is about stability and emotional fulfillment. So right now you're going to feel very emotionally fulfilled, especially in relationships, and in terms of security, because Mars is in Capricorn and it's conjunct to this new moon, which is in your fourth house of your sign, from your sign. And Capricorn is really stable energy. Mars is really motivated. So you feel like you have a really clear, exalted sense of direction. Exalted just means like a really good placement of Mars, like transiting your fourth house from your Virgo placement. So you're just having a lot of clarity, and you know that you're going to be stable, and you know exactly like what path to take, what course of action that you should take. And yeah, it's also a good time for relationships, or moving, especially moving somewhere where you're going to have more freedom and where you're going to have more clarity. Yeah, so Virgos, they might move a lot during December and January, just because it just might be a trend in general, because that's when the sun transits their fourth house, and also when the new moon in Sagittarius transits their fourth house. New moons is new beginnings, fourth house is home. So yeah, obviously not every year you end up moving, but you have a new kind of renewal of your home life energy and your family connection as well. So next kind of thing, next placement or sign, I should say, is Libra. So if you have this new moon in Libra, if you have Libra placements, this new moon is going to be in your third house. So if you have sun, moon, or rising in Libra, like this new moon is going to be affecting your communication. You're going to have new beginnings in love through communication, taking a risk in communication during this time, if that's something you're looking for. You're going to receive gifts by asking for them or by starting conversations. Start as many conversations with friends or family or people that you might have kind of not kept up with, because if they're potentially somebody that could give you a gift, they're gonna give you more likely a gift during this time if you use the energy of communication and catching up with people and stuff like that. So again, this season is going to be really big gifts given, and yeah, third house also represents transactions. So you might be sending money or receiving money during this time. Again, like Sagittarius is about abundance, it's about gifts, and it happens, this transit of the sun in Sagittarius happens every year around Christmas time. So that being said, this new moon is happening on the 20th of December, towards the end of Sagittarius. So again, that energy is going to be playing out all the way through Christmas time as well, until the next full moon or next new moon. So yeah, third house is also siblings. So if you're a Libra sun, moon, or rising, it's a good, generous time that you're gonna have amongst your siblings and yourself. Um, what else? Third house is your immediate environment or like your neighborhood. It's about short distances, so you could go on a road trip. Um, I don't know if that's a great idea if it's if the weather is not very good during this time, but uh, it really depends which part of the world that you're actually from. So that being said, um, this new moon is square to Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. So be careful of miscommunications or just assuming that like your boundaries are going to be understood and respected, or like assuming that people are going to understand unspoken things right now, and like being too optimistic and making too big promises, right? Too big of promises right now, or receiving too big of promises. Be wary or skeptical. That being said, next is Scorpio. So if you have Scorpio rising, moon, or sun, or you resonate with that energy, this new moon is going to be happening in the second house from Scorpio. So this is about finances. So this is definitely a time where you're going to be having financial new beginnings. You might be starting a new entrepreneurial endeavor, a new like financial endeavor, a new job. Also, it's this new moon is conjunct to Venus and is conjunct to Mars. So right now you're just feeling really motivated and having a lot of financial clarity, having a lot of passion around like the next steps and your financial goals during this time. And let's see, the ruler of the second house is, it's Venus, and Venus is conjunct to the moon and the sun here in this new moon. So you're going to be feeling more wealthy. You're going to be feeling more abundant. You're going to feel like you have more worth at this time. And yeah, you might be investing into a trip or into travel as well. So that being said, the next sign is Sagittarius. If you have the new moon in Sagittarius in your first house, or if you have Sagittarius sun or moon, then this is going to be a time where like you're really starting something new personally through taking action, and you're going to be either improving yourself through your goals around this time of like December 20th, or you're going to be like improving things in your life through taking direct action. So this is not a time to procrastinate or be perfectionistic about the ideas that you have in mind, or the things you want to try in business, or the things you want to try in your love life, or the people that you want to communicate with. Like this is a time to be action oriented and to really use that first house energy, which is about yourself. This is going to be a time where you have heightened self love or self care, investing more into your self care as well. And this new moon is conjunct to Mars at this time in Capricorn. So you're going to have more ambition and more like discipline towards, whatever goals that you're starting right now. More than typical New Year's or other, times where people tend to set goals. So that being said, the next sign is Capricorn. So real quick though, before I keep going, let me know which house that you have this. Okay. Rustling around says Libra in what house? It just says Libra in the house. Okay. Scorpio rising. Got it. By the way, guys, send an email to get a free financial astrology purpose reading to the email in the description. That's my gift to you guys during this time, and it's for a limited time. So that being said, rustling, you have Scorpio rising. So Scorpio, again, this is happening in your second house. So if you have any financial, dreams that you want to pursue, like dream jobs or new streams of income or things you want to monetize. Like this is the time to get serious about it and like make it work. Set those goals and like be clear about what actions you need to take, because the new moon is in your second house and it's conjunct to Mars in Capricorn. So that's going to be about like being structured or very goal oriented and strategic about actually taking action on your goals financially. And just be aware that it's square to Neptune. Well, the new moon is square to Neptune and Saturn in Pisces. So um, don't overextend yourself, or don't spend too frivolously during this time as well. That's another thing. You might be delusional about how much you can take financially. Everybody might have some of that energy right now as well. So the next sign was Capricorn, as we're saying. So look, if you're Capricorn rising, sun or moon, or you resonate with Capricorn energy, this new moon is going to be happening in your 12th house. So like this is really inspiring energy. 12th house is about dreams. 12th house is about our subconscious. This is a time I would say that you need to take some space away from the hustle and bustle of the world around you and like everyone else, and just be with yourself, and almost have a meditative or a retreat or like a relaxing kind of period. It's a time to have inaction and let the flow of life reveal itself to you more than not. And you're going to get some really great ideas, really great inspirations. You're going to become wiser than you were. And then you're going to have epiphanies or more inspiration during that period. So let's go Capricorn. And that being said, this new moon is conjunct to Mars. So if you resonate with Capricorn energy, or you have sun, moon, or rising in Capricorn, Mars is about motivation. And so it's in your first house. So, or it could be in your like late 12th house or somewhere in there. So you might be getting clarity of exactly what you need to focus on and take action towards. It might require a lot of discipline, and it might be a very lofty goal or dream, but you're going to know exactly what you need to be doing to reach your dreams moving forward, whether that's in love, whether that's in finance, or whether that's in your education. And you're going to have that motivation to persist through it this time of year, just because Mars is exalted in Capricorn and it's in the mix of this new moon. So now be careful though, because as with everybody, I mentioned that this new moon is square to Saturn and is square to Neptune in Pisces. Pisces is about delusions. Neptune is about delusions. Saturn is the negative side of Neptune now. So you might, number one, you might have limiting beliefs that need to be confronted and that you need to dismantle in order to fully take advantage of this energy, as everybody might have actually. And number two, Pisces could represent being overwhelmed, especially with Saturn energy. Saturn is restrictive, not being able to do as much. So be careful not to overwhelm yourself with goals, Capricorns. I know you guys are really ambitious and goal-oriented, so everybody's really feeling this very strong Mars and Capricorn conjunction with the new moon during this year. So everyone's really being big with their goals, but you're gonna be going bigger. You're gonna be going crazy with your goals. So be careful, literally, because Pisces actually represents crazy, going crazy as well, but being overwhelmed, I would say. So just be realistic a little bit more, or be aware that you can't carry the world on your back. You can't do like a million things at once. Tap into the energy of focus and be of inaction. You know, let the flow of life reveal itself to you during this New Year transit. Take a break from work. Like, don't work right after Christmas is over. Like really relax. Okay, next thing. Um, Aquarius. If you're Aquarius rising, sun, or moon, this this new moon in Sagittarius is happening in your 11th house. So 11th house is about technology, internet. It's about networking. It's about freedom. It could be about streams of income as well. So you know, I'm not going to go too deep into why it represents streams of income, but uh, with that being said, like this new moon might be you starting a new, you know, online stream of income. It might represent you meeting somebody of value or of romantic interest through networking or through, you know, mutual friends or connections, through LinkedIn. No, I'm just kidding. But that being said, through friends and connections, and you know, through, you know, right now as well, the new moon would be conjunct to Mars in your 11th house, or, you know, maybe close to your 12th house, depending on, you know, what degree of Aquarius that your ascendant is, or your sun or your moon is. So that being said, like, um, you're going to be motivated to have more freedom during this time, or to achieve goals that are going to make you independent and be your own boss. Um, you're going to be innovating in a lot of ways. And I'm looking at the chart right now as I record this. So more messages just come to me as I just kind of look around at the different, you know, aspects that are being made, or the different planets in more depth. So again, 11th house, networking, internet, information, freedom. But yeah, real quick, let me know what signs that you guys all have. Like, what's your rising sign, so I can give you a personalized horoscope real quick before we move on to Pisces, and before we move on to the 12th house, or before we move on to where Pisces has it, which would be actually Sagittarius. It would be their 10th house. What signs do you guys have? Rising signs. Let's go. Okay, we have Rustling said that they have Scorpio rising. We talked about that. Let me know which sign is your rising sign. All right, all right, all right. The answers are rolling in. All right, come on. But yeah, I guess looking forward to this energy. I want to see a 1 in the chat if you're looking forward to this Sagittarius new moon. You know, optimistic, new goals, higher, you know, inspiration. If you guys are looking forward to that energy this year. All right, all right, all right. Let's go to the next sign. Oh yeah, if you're Aquarius rising, be wary of that Saturn and Neptune making a square to your 11th house new moon right now. So you might be making, you know, new friends or having a new friend group, but not setting boundaries. You might not want to be too demanding or something, but you know, it's important because right now this square is showing that you might be letting things slide amongst, you know, these new friend groups, because it feels like an exciting new connection or a new, you know, opportunity. But that might come and bite you in the A. Okay. So next we have Pisces. Next and finally, if you have Pisces rising or sun or moon, this new moon is happening in your 10th house. This is a time where you're going to feel inspired in your career, and to your public image. You might be posting more on social media. You might reveal a new relationship during this time because Venus is also conjunct to the new moon in your 10th house. And like you're going to have very lofty career goals. Now, the other thing is that this new moon is making a square to Saturn and Neptune in your first house, which are, they're in Pisces. And also the North Node is in your first house. So this is a time where you're really meant to find yourself, really put yourself first. And how you're going to achieve that is through your goals during this time. And yeah, really disciplining yourself as well, because Saturn is in your first house. Just be aware not to be too hard on yourself during this time. And you're going to be finding yourself through overcoming limiting beliefs as the North Node transits through Pisces right now, and as Saturn is in Pisces. And how you're going to find yourself is by overcoming and letting go of limiting beliefs. Saturn is limitations. Pisces is subconscious beliefs and our assumptions and how we perceive things. It's also about spirituality. So it's more energetic blockages. And those manifest as how we think or how we like perceive the world, and also, our emotions. Pisces is a water sign. So, people that go through a spiritual crisis, that go through depression, that's water, energy, that's emotions. And that's, that's coming from a spiritual side, but also like, a lens that we have of the world. So Saturn right now might be revealing those limiting beliefs extra hard these past 2 years. And the North Node is about you finding yourself through letting go of them, or like going under them, or like getting to the root cause of what's got you feeling blocked in some way in your life. So right now, how you're going to find yourself a lot is by putting your career first and setting ambitious goals about what you want to like achieve professionally, or in terms of your public image, like your following online, and how you want to be seen publicly. So with that being said, that's pretty much it for all the signs. Now go ahead and send me an email to get a free financial reading, and you can send me an email saying new moon in Sagittarius to serithelover@gmail.com, the email that's in the description. And yeah, it's been a pleasure. If there's anybody that has any specific last questions, let me know, your rising sign, and I'll give you a personalized reading right now. Okay. And also leave a like on this video. Shout out to whoever just left a like. Leave a like, subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed this reading, and happy holidays. You see my background, I have the Christmas bear. Okay. Shout out to Keisha. Thank you for coming. Thank you for participating. Let me know what your guys' signs are. As soon as somebody tells me, I'll give you guys a personalized breakdown, and I'll hop off of this call in about 2 minutes. Well, off this live stream. Awesome. Keisha loves this content. Gemini rising. All right, we're gonna give you it. You're having it in your 7th house from your rising sign. Maybe your Gemini is even later than 28, but the energy is still going to be 7th house energy. So this is about relationships, partners, and other people. So what I would say is like, this is going to be a time where you're going to feel very inspired, very generous, and maybe you're going to start some sort of collaborative goal and have some sort of accountability partner in your goals this year. But you have to set clear expectations in that partnership, in that relationship, or in that accountability, because the new moon is making a square to Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. Pisces is about, vagueness. Neptune is about vagueness and lack of clarity. So be careful. Be clear and set, clear expectations, even though you feel like everything's good and fine in the new relationship or the new goals that you're setting, or, stuff like that. Make sure that you have clear expectations up front. So that's pretty much it. You might be receiving big gifts from other people, significant others. And yeah, that's what I would say. It's a very optimistic time and energy right now. Sun and moon in Sagittarius, which is optimism, and is conjunct to Venus, which is love, and is conjunct to Mars, which is passion. So you're going to be rushing into things right now. Everybody might be rushing into goals, and everyone's going to have heightened energy because of this combination. But for you, it's in your 7th house. So relationships, partnerships, accountability partners, goals. If you really want this to last long term, be careful of that square. And what it means is just means set clear expectations of how the accountability is going to go, how the partnership is going to go, how you guys are going to keep each other to your goals. And for everyone else, use this heightened passion to start the year with a very high spark towards your goals, like high, bang. So that being said, leave a like if you enjoyed this stream, subscribe to the channel, scroll back to your particular sign if you missed it. And yeah, it's like everybody's now joining right now as I'm ending the stream, but leave a like, subscribe, and enjoy this Sagittarius energy, guys. New moon conjunct to Venus and Mars. That's love and passion. So that being said, I'm out. Thank you, Keisha. Thank you, everybody, for joining, and I'm out. Send me an email for a free financial reading at the email in the description to find out your financial purpose. Just put new moon in Sagittarius. I'll get back to you. All right, I'm out.